Before I go ahead and say anything, I wanted you to hear it from the horse's mouth himself. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and just watch this clip yourself.
Dear Christian in the whole world, and dear American President, dear European Union, this is Günther Fellinger-Jahn speaking. I'm calling here from Vienna to recognize the Republic of Biafra. Biafra in ex-Nigeria, Nigeria to my regret, and this is a non-working state, and they have committed genocide in 1967 to 1970 against the Christians of Biafra and the people of Biafra, and now they are all well, since the last 15 years, living in terrible conditions. They are often led for some jihadists to kill them, and there is atrocities about atrocities. And it's much better for the people of Nigeria if Biafra becomes their own state, and they can sort out then inside Nigeria the other issues, or maybe there will be other regions which are better off in this non-working state of Nigeria. So ex-Nigeria must start with Biafra, and the international community, contrary to the 1960s and 70s, must support the independence of Biafra Republic. In the 1967-90, that tragic years, the West was at its weakest. There was the Vietnam War, and tragically Nixon, who was positive for the people of Biafra, but he did very little, and I want to apologize for his failures, and I want to especially criticize and also apologize for the Imperial UK and French governments who were actually supporting, due to all interests, Nigerian centralists' crackdown on the poor people of Biafra. And we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump and on the European leaders, Ursula von der Leyen, please, I beg you, I pray, recognize the Republic of Biafra. It's no need for military intervention or these things. Just do the political steps of recognition of these poor people to have their own state, to live in security, and of course then recognition goes with the ability to be recognized and also to defend yourself. It's much better than having a military intervention in Nigeria, having the Biafra Republic equipped and armed to be able to defend yourself against the potential invasion from the Nigerian centralist forces of that failed state. And so here the defense comes with the recognition, and that's exactly how we should do. Biafra Republic, please my friends, I beg you, recognize it and build a strong, viable state, part of the free world, and that's what I call the Fellinger doctrine and also the Fellinger economics. Build a decent state, part of the free world, no BRICS, but OECD, no kind of alignment with genocidal Russia, but alignment with America, with the European Union, with the free world, and we will have a free trade agreement, open economics, of course the flat tax, I like very much, and the currency, which Nigeria never did, to join the Euro-Pact area. This is the best policy for West Africa, and Biafra will be a proud member of the Euro-Pact area, and this will be delivering much more prosperity in the future, and we will trade and we will work together in the global partnership of NATO, and this is my call for Biafra Republic to be independent and to be part of the free world alongside Fellinger doctrine and Fellinger economics. And I thank you very much for your attention. Please, President Trump, please, Ursula von der Leyen, be on the side of the light, of the good people of Biafra, of the Christians of Africa, and allow them their own state to live in security and peace and prosperity. Thanks a lot from Vienna. This is Günther Fellinger-Jahn speaking. All the best. Bye.
Serious. This is a sign that the world is watching. You know, when someone outside the country starts talking about its internal matters, it can mean that something is getting global attention. Let's look deeper into why this man made that statement. In his online post, he said, Nigeria is not working well, that corruption, insecurity, and poor leadership have destroyed the unity of the country. He believes that people in Biafra deserve a new beginning. And he also mentioned that the international community should not ignore what's happening in Nigeria anymore. He wants the US and NATO to take action to recognize Biafra as a republic. But the truth is, this kind of talk is very tricky, because even though many Nigerians might be frustrated about what's happening in the country, not everyone wants to divide Nigeria. Some people still believe that unity is better, that all regions should stay together and fix the problems from inside. Others, especially those who have suffered in the Southeast, feel that independence is the only way forward. Please, my people, if you are listening, tell me your own thoughts in the comments. Do you think Biafra should be recognized, or should Nigeria remain one? And don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It really supports this channel. Now let's talk about Nnamdi Kanu, because whenever the Biafra issue comes up, his name must appear. He has been one of the most outspoken leaders for the Biafra cause. Even though he's been detained several times, his followers continue to push his message. For them, someone like Gunter Fehlinger speaking out from abroad is a kind of encouragement, a sign that the world has not forgotten them. But for the Nigerian government, it's the opposite. They see such statements as interference in the country's internal affairs. They might not take it lightly at all. If we look closely, you'll notice that every time foreign voices start talking about Nigeria, whether it's about religion, human rights, or now Biafra, it draws new attention. Recently, international organizations have been talking about the rights of Christians in Nigeria, about insecurity, and about governance. So this new statement adds more heat to that conversation. It makes people abroad start to ask, what exactly is happening in Nigeria? Now, let's reason together. Do you think this man from Austria truly cares about the people of Biafra? Or do you think he's just using the topic to make himself popular? Because honestly, he's not a government official. He's more like a political activist who loves to talk about NATO expansion and democracy. But still, his voice is echoing far. Once you say something like that about Biafra, it travels fast, because Nigerians everywhere have strong emotions about that word. Some Nigerians are saying, let him talk, it doesn't matter. Others are saying, this could bring problems if the government reacts strongly. And that's the truth. Sometimes words alone can spark big movements, especially when people are already tired and emotional about the state of the country. So this is not something to overlook. Please, kindly like this video if you're still watching. It encourages me to keep giving you all these deep gists. Now think about it. What if other foreign people start supporting this call? What if more voices from Europe or America start to say, recognize Biafra? It could change the narrative completely. It could make the issue of Biafra go from just local news to an international discussion. And you know what happens when global attention comes. Both opportunities and risks follow. Because while some will see it as support for freedom, others will see it as a threat to Nigeria's stability. The truth is, many people inside and outside the country want peace. They want fairness. They want progress. But peace can't come without understanding. So while Gunter Fehlinger's words are spreading, Nigeria's government may have to find a smarter way to handle the conversation, not with tension, but with dialogue and real solutions. My lovely viewers, please pause and like this video right now, and also subscribe, because this matter is not ending anytime soon. We are watching it closely, and I'll keep updating you as it develops. My people watching right now, please like this video and subscribe so you can always get the latest updates, because what I'm about to tell you now is one of the biggest international talks involving Nigeria, Biafra, and even the United States. Just recently, one man from Austria named Gunter Fehlinger, who is known for talking about NATO matters, made a very strong statement that is now causing serious reactions everywhere. He said that the United States should recognize the Republic of Biafra and that Nigeria should exit from that region. You can imagine how heavy that statement sounds. Now, this man is not a government official, but he calls himself the chairman of the Austrian Committee for NATO. And even though he doesn't speak for NATO directly, his words have drawn attention because he is talking about one of the most sensitive topics in Nigeria, the issue of Biafra. Many people are now asking, why did he say that? What is making him call for something like this? So let's talk about it together. Please like this video now and subscribe so you won't miss the follow-up gist. Gunther Fellinger said that Nigeria as a country has failed its people and that the world made a mistake many years ago when it refused to recognize Biafra. According to him, the United States and the international community should now correct that mistake by allowing Biafra to be independent. He mentioned that the Biafra region has suffered a lot and that it deserves freedom and global recognition. My people, that's not a small talk at all because it touches the root of Nigeria's unity. Let's remember that Biafra is not a new topic. This matter started way back in the 1960s when the eastern part of Nigeria, mostly made up of Igbo people, tried to form their own country called the Republic of Biafra. That led to a very painful civil war between 1967 and 1970. Many lives were lost, and after the war, Nigeria came back together again as one. But the idea of Biafra never really died. It stayed in the hearts of many people in the Southeast who felt they were not being treated fairly by the government. That's where people like Nnamdi Kanu came in, leading the indigenous people of Biafra, also known as IPOB. Please, if you are following the story so far, kindly like this video right now. It helps this gist reach more people. Now, when a foreign person like Gunther Fellinger starts talking about Biafra, it makes the whole world look again at what's happening inside Nigeria. Some people say, oh, he is just talking. It doesn't mean anything. But others say, no, this is...
I'm actually happy that, the Nigeria government is receiving the hits now, left, right, and center. So, and then from the Trump statements and then the Australia NATO chief there also weighing in. So everybody, are putting pressure on the Nigeria government right now. And it's actually a welcome development. It shows that the international community, they're not only aware of what is happening, but they are also lending their voice. Australia may not be, the major player in terms of the world superpowers, but at least they are speaking up. And then from there, we'll have more people also joining in. And I believe with, with the pressure from them, the Nigeria government will do the right thing and, will rise from the ashes again. So that's just my thoughts on it. So don't forget to drop your comment down in the comment section of the video. And we'll hope for the best. We'll hope for the best. One thing I've always believed is, a marriage full of cancer can never work because the Nigeria state itself, it's not in unity.